right, I made it to the tent site. Got my new Durston X Mid Pro 2. This is replacing my Zpacks Duplex. Right out of the box, it weighs, it's like 20.2 ounces or something. It's slightly lighter than my Duplex, which kind of surprised me. I thought it was going to be a couple ounces more. It's also a little bit taller, a lot more interior room. It's a little wider, a little longer. It's basically bigger. So it's bigger, it's lighter. It requires only 4 tent pegs to get a decent setup. And with 6 pegs, holds the door flaps open kind of nicely. The Duplex, at a minimum, required 6 pegs. And I typically used 8 to get enough headroom on the toe end and the head end so I wouldn't touch and get condensation all over me. So let's get this set up and I can talk a little more about it. A couple things I'll show you right off the bat are the vent holes. It's got these little sticks with Velcro. You can set up like a nice vent there, keep the rain out, let the air out and the moisture out. There's one on each side. I had mentioned people putting an extra stake in right here by the door. It's easy to open the door. It's a single hand zip, but this keeps the flap from flapping around. And then the door itself is a nice easy roll up. There's a magnetic catch that holds it. The door is also a single hand zip. And it hangs there nicely so you don't get tangled in it. And it's got these little bungee things so you can tie that up too. As you can see, we've got plenty of room for head and giant headroom. This wall's very steep. And I'm tall, and this is a women's pad, but it extends down. There's not quite enough room to maybe put your pack at your feet. If you stood it on edge, you could, but for sure, you can stand it up in the vestibule. I'll show that in just a second. Tons of room in the vestibules. And the width is at least 2 of these, so it's easy to put 2 people in here. You know, if you want to sleep closely with each other. For a 1-person tent, this is enormous. There's a ton of space in here. It is just awesome. One thing you'll notice on the steep edge of these tents, there's a lot of force holding the poles up when you put it up tight, and the stakes tend to pull a little bit. The shepherd hook stakes are not really suitable for this particular corner and its opposite corner on the other end. So I'm trying to use bigger stakes in that area. The shepherd hooks seem to do fine everywhere else. Down in the corners, you'll notice a little loop there to hold the floor in place so it doesn't scrunch up or blow around in the wind. It's nice. It makes it secure when you go to pull the zipper. It kind of holds everything in place. And then up in the top, let me see if I can get up here. Up in the top, the pole goes up in a cup, a fabric cup up there. And you just press it up and adjust the pole upwards to get tension on the tent. Super easy. Corners of the bathtub floor are held out with these little bungee triangles. And there's a carbon fiber little support in there that holds the bathtub floor upright, and it keeps very good shape in a lot of different conditions so it doesn't flap around. And that's the same kind of carbon tube that's used up in the vent there. The material is DCF fabric, dynamic composite fabric. It's very waterproof, very light, and very strong. The floor is, I think it's 15D sil poly or something like that. It actually it might be sil nylon. I don't know. I'd have to look that up. But anyway, it is also very durable, very waterproof, and it rolls up small. This thing actually rolls up smaller than my Zpacks Duplex. I don't know how to fold it yet, so that's the best I can come up with for right now. If anybody has any ideas on a really nice way to fold and roll this thing, let me know. Put it in the comments below. It's supposed to pour rain tonight, so we'll see what we get in terms of some video during the rain. See how it performs. I'm hoping I don't get wet. Oops. I forgot the roller coaster has all these rocks. Alright, so there's the condensation goes out down through the little vent things, through the mesh, and none of it is inside, which is good. Let's see, another thing I see going on in this one is this wall here, and the condensation drips down. It drips onto the door mesh, and it runs down the door mesh, and it looks like it can get in a little bit if you're not careful, although for some reason this is looking a little low. I don't know if it's because it's wet and heavy or what, so that's something I gotta figure out. And then I'm on a slight angle. I kind of drug things down with me overnight. And that's pretty much it after a whole night of rain. So I'm pretty happy with that. All right, I think that was a really successful night out in the rain. Nothing got wet, just a couple drips off something, not sure what. I think it was condensation off the mesh. And yeah, overall real good. Super happy with the performance in wet weather with this one. Now I gotta get it rolled up